Imagine what could be done with 300,000 euros. It could take us on a world trip 30 times. It could buy us 2 Porsche 911s, for when we learn to drive, of course. Or it could buy us this charming house here in Hilversum. So I think we can say that 300,000 euros is quite a bit of money, right? Well, here's the scary part. It is also the estimated amount of money that a woman will earn less for the exact same job compared to a man in her working life. That's the statistics from Women Inc., an organization to champion women's rights in the Netherlands, who are, at the moment, running a campaign called Where is my 300,000 euros? They did research to the gender pay gap with the help of the organization Wage Indicator. Currently, Dutch women earn, on average, 18% less than men for the exact same job. This is bigger than the European average of 16%, but the number can go up to 30% of wage differential. By the end of this speech, I want you all to understand the causes of these differences in regard to the inequalities when it comes to the difference in salary for men and women. And through this, I hope to be able to give advice on how to change your lifestyle now in order to create a better future. So, let's start at the very beginning. From the moment we're in the womb, our parents often choose to find out our gender in order to prepare for our birth in an appropriate way. Our name, our diapers, our clothes, our rooms, our toys, the color of the wall, and the way they decide to bring us up. For example, will we be allowed to attend football practice, or do we have to go to ballet? From a very young age, the way the society perceives us is already decided, simply because women have XY chromosomes and men have 2 X chromosomes. It's remarkable how such a small difference affects our entire life. As a young girl, I grew up with mainly girls around me. Pink is what I saw everywhere. When I closed my eyes, I dreamt of pink. And for breakfast, I ate out of a pink plate, I drank out of a pink cup, and I ate with pink cutlery. Pink, pink, pink. My sister was always more girly than me. And although I wouldn't call myself a tomboy, my father certainly did. Purely because I didn't behave in the same way as my sister did. When the truth is, I simply didn't like it when he removed face paint from my face because it irritated my skin. And when he came home one day with a racetrack for cars, I happened to enjoy playing with them, while my sister went back to her makeup and dolls. Which, of course, further stimulated his presumption that I was more of a tough girl with brains and my sister the beauty without the brains, even though her IQ is probably higher than mine. In schools, gender stereotypes are unconsciously promoted. According to a research by Alice Harrop and Jeremy Swinson, teachers pay more attention to and interact more with boys than girls. This can cause a girl's confidence to go down and make her feel less valued and less important than boys in school. Also, boys tend to raise their hand more and speak up more in the classroom. Despite this, girls outperform boys in school. You would think that that's a good thing, right? And that it would show off in our working life? Well, unfortunately it doesn't, due to biases and presumptions of women in the workplace. During puberty is when most social division between gender happens. Now, more than ever, do we think about what our friends would say, what is cool, what do we wear, and how do we behave. Whilst trying to figure ourselves out, we also pay close attention to be sure to fit into social norms in order to prevent becoming a social outcast. And therefore, we embrace our gender stereotypes. But also doing things like a girl isn't something to be proud of. Girls are seen as weaker, less intelligent, and often underestimated compared to boys. The feminine hygiene brand Always made a video showing these changes and what effect it can have on teenage girls.
Hi, Anne.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm going to just give you some actions to do, and just do the first thing that comes to mind. Show me what it looks like to run like a girl.
Hair.
Show me what it looks like to fight like a girl. Now throw like a girl.
Aww. My name is Dakota, and I'm 10 years old.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. Throw like a girl. Fight like a girl. What does it mean to you when I say run like a girl?
It means run fast as you can.
So do you think you just insulted your sister?
No. I mean, yeah, insulted girls, but not my sister.
Is like a girl a good thing?
Actually, I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. It sounds like a bad thing. It sounds like you're trying to humiliate someone.
So when they're in that vulnerable time, between 10 and 12, how do you think it affects them when somebody uses like a girl as an insult?
I think it definitely drops their self-confidence and really puts them down, because during that time they're already trying to figure themselves out, and when somebody says you hit like a girl, it's like, well, what does that mean? Because they think they're a strong person. It's kind of like telling them that they're weak and they're not as good as them.
And what advice do you have to young girls who are told they run like a girl, kick like a girl, hit like a girl, swim like a girl?
Keep doing it because it's working. If somebody else says that running like a girl or kicking like a girl or shooting like a girl is something that you shouldn't be doing, that's their problem. Because if you're still scoring and you're still getting to the ball on time and you're still being first, you're doing it right. It doesn't matter what they say. I mean, yes, I kick like a girl and I swim like a girl and I walk like a girl and I wake up in the morning like a girl because I am a girl. And that's not something that I should be ashamed of. So I'm going to do it anyway. That's what they should do.
If I asked you to run like a girl now, would you do it differently?
I would run like myself.
Would you like a chance to redo it?
Why can't run like a girl also mean win the race?
After high school, we go to college or university. Currently, there are more girls attending tertiary education than boys. One of the main reasons being that girls in general outperform boys in school. This environment at universities leads girls to with a wrong view of the workplace. They think because there are more of them in university, there will be more of them in work life. And because they have a good education, they'll get equal pay. Unfortunately, this is not true, and universities are almost the opposite of work life. This then leads to girls going out into the world, and when they have their first job interview, they don't even think about their salary or negotiation. However, your first job and salary are very important because it sets the bar for all the jobs you'll have in the future. Let's imagine two situations. First, the story of a girl named Sarah. When Sarah graduated from university, she started looking for a job. Lucky for Sarah, she got a great job and she was happier than ever. Unfortunately, Sarah's efforts were not seen. Her male colleagues got promotions instead. Sarah started to undermine her abilities, and during meetings, Sarah never spoke up or shared her ideas. She was afraid that people would call her bossy and find her too ambitious. Sarah worked at this for years, until she met a great guy, Rob. Rob was smart too, and a hard worker too, and soon they got married. Rob earned more than Sarah did, even though they had similar jobs. And when Sarah got pregnant, it was decided she would stay home and take care of the children. Sarah had 3 kids, and when they all attended primary school, she decided to get back to work. Because of the expectations of mothers being caretakers, it was hard to find a job where Sarah belonged. Though she had ambitions of working as soon as possible, she only found a job well after her children went to university. At the age of 50, Sarah earns less than that she's worth, amounting to a lifetime earning gap of 806,000 euros. Did you know that 70% of Dutch professional women don't ask for a raise? And even though we like to believe we are able to assess people regardless of their gender, religion, etc., studies show that we are actually very bad at it, and we do it unconsciously. And when you interrupt your career, it has a negative effect of 1% on your salary. We can also imagine this, the story of Christina. Christina is smart, just like Sarah. But when Christina started working, she knew she had to fight for what she wanted. She also knew that women earn less than men at their first job, despite education or experiences. So when Christina started her first job, she made sure she negotiated for a good salary. Christina was always hardworking throughout her career, but she soon noticed that just that wasn't enough to survive in the workplace. She went to her company's events and dinners, she socialized with her colleagues and bosses, and she was active in meetings. Christina took her fate in her own hands, because waiting around until opportunities come to you can take forever. She took the risk and put herself out there, and soon she got promoted. When she got married, she and her husband both worked very hard full-time, and when she got pregnant, she made sure she made clear agreements on work schedules and taking care of the children. When the kids were older, Christina and her husband both started working full-time again, and the kids went to daycare. Christina is living a good, gender-balanced life, at work and at home with her husband. She is actively preparing for retirement and for the future of her kids. For the record, only 50% of Dutch women work full-time, compared to 85% of European women. And companies with one or more women on board outperform those with none, with a 26% over a period of 6 years. And only 30% of Dutch women are preparing for their retirement. Please put your hand up if you'd like to live a life similar to Sarah's. That's none of you. I myself wouldn't want to live a life like her either. Unfortunately, a lot of women nowadays find themselves ending up like her. I don't want anyone to have to live a life where they can't work in their full potential. And you don't really have to, if you start making little changes now. First of all, women and girls need to speak up. And this starts now, at our age. This can be in classrooms, projects, team exercises, and at home. Speak up and don't be shy. And stick with what you feel and think, rather wanting to comply and conform. Don't want to be good. Want to be authentic and want to be yourself. At this age, that's not easy, because we're still finding out who we are. All the more important, you continue on the road of discovery rather than compromise. Until proven wrong, you are right. So stick with your own opinions and let them be heard. Don't wait for people to ask you what you think or how you feel, because they simply won't. Especially for us at our age, it's good to try. And through trial and error, you'll find out what you really want. So when it comes to making choices, for example what to study, you can choose with conviction from within, and then you'll know you're worth it. Secondly, in order to find out what you want in life, let go of gender stereotypes. The decisions we make are influenced by the people around us and their expectations. But start looking at what you really want. Look at your talents and what you like, and combine those two to find the perfect match. Focus on your goal, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't make it. Eventually, you're the one that's going to do it, so you should be 100% happy with your choices. And thirdly, with letting go of gender stereotypes also comes questioning life around you. Take, for example, the family model. Who here has a family where the mother is the breadwinner? That's like 4 of you.
I don't even know.
It is still the minority. And this is the family and the environment that you are brought up in, and the standard you are given. But if you start questioning the basic things around you, you realize that it might not be the way you would want things to be. And hence you can change them to make life more ideal for you. To my opinion, we as teenagers do so many things and we don't even know why. It's just the people that were there before us have done. and that other people do. So without even thinking about it, we do it too. But this has to stop. Question those things. Do you like the way it is, and can you improve it to make it even better? In this way, you can make most out of everything and do what you really want. And lastly, what we also need are people to look up to and start getting to know people. Once you know what you want to do in your later life, start looking into these mistas and get to know the people. Find a role model so you have someone to look up to and you can have a good person to set examples. Try to take part in things already. Maybe you can do things for your service and action hours that are related to your career goals. And if you don't know, keep on investigating. Do what you like, try things out, and eventually it'll come to you. So, if you start making these little changes now, they can have a big positive influence in later life. We are the first generation that truly has the power to close the gender gap at work. And it will benefit us all. Share the workload, share the results. And what are those results? Well, there is that 300,000 euros for a start. Imagine what you can do with that.